Now, before we move on, I want to give a quick update on the Chicago school closings that we talked about last week with Kenzo Shibata from the Chicago Teachers Union. On Wednesday, somewhere between 5,000 and 7,000 people showed up and gathered in Daley Plaza in downtown Chicago. They showed up to protest, they showed up to march against Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel's racist school closings in the city of Chicago, Illinois. Over 100 people sat down in the middle of LaSalle Street in an act of civil disobedience on Wednesday. They were arrested. Most of you know, before moving to Boston, my wife and I actually lived in Chicago. And I got to tell you, I love the city of Chicago. Many of my closest, dearest friends live in Chicago, Illinois. I really, there's not a city, I think, in America, on this planet, that I feel I have more of a connection to than Chicago. And I have to tell you, it hurt not to be there. It hurt not to be there protesting Mayor Rahm Emanuel's attempts to destroy the public school system in Chicago, to privatize the public school system, to profit off the public school system. It hurt not to actually be there. And as I'm watching all of these pictures and images come in over the internet, come in over Twitter, as I'm watching photos of people, putting their bodies on the line, teachers getting arrested to stop this racist austerity madness, this racist austerity assault on this city that I love, as I'm looking at these pictures of these badasses who are on the front lines of the class war. As I'm watching these pictures in Twitter, also in my Twitter feed comes a tweet from none other than President Barack Obama. Was this tweet a support for the Chicago Teachers Union? Was that what the tweet was? No, it wasn't. What the president tweeted was a tweet that read, quote, "All smiles in the Oval Office," end quote. And there was this picture of this, granted, adorable little girl who was smiling and giggling with President Obama, and she's missing her front teeth. I mean, just your stereotypical, you couldn't be cuter than this little girl, and she's smiling and just adorable, missing her front teeth. And again, I honestly, I have to tell you folks, I cannot tell you how angry that picture made me in that moment. I can't tell you how much that picture pissed me off in that moment. Look, the picture is adorable, the little girl's adorable, but at that exact moment that picture was being tweeted, at that exact moment, President Barack Obama's former chief of staff, Rahm Emanuel, now the mayor of Chicago, Illinois, was arresting teachers. He was arresting teachers who were fighting to keep public schools open. They were fighting to keep schools open. They were fighting this austerity madness that President Obama himself supports and is trying to do more of with his grand bargain. And you're all smiles? You're all smiles? And look, I know that it's not actually President Obama who is tweeting that picture himself, okay? I know that. But dear God, there was but there's such a disconnect there. Literally, as teachers are getting arrested in Barack Obama's hometown of Chicago, Illinois, the president's all smiles. I gotta tell you, I don't think that the teachers, I don't think that the students, I don't think the victims of your former chief of staff are all smiles. I don't think the people of Chicago, Illinois are all smiles. But at least take some comfort in knowing that President Obama and Rahm Emanuel are all smiles. We'll be right back.